Have you ever noticed what happens the moment you walk through your front door? Before you even take off your shoes, your dog is already reacting. The tail starts wagging like a tiny helicopter, paws sliding across the floor, eyes locked on you. And suddenly they're running toward you like you've been gone for weeks, even if you only stepped out for an hour. Some dogs jump. Some spin in circles. Others explode into wild sprints around the house like they just drank 5 cups of coffee. Most people laugh and think the explanation is simple. Your dog missed you, you came home. That's it. But animal behavior researchers say something much deeper is happening in that moment. When your dog greets you like that, it isn't just excitement. It's the emotions of the entire day finally bursting out all at once. While you were gone, their world became quieter, slower, less interesting. And then suddenly, the door opens, and the most important person in that world appears again. Because to your dog, you're not just the person who fills the food bowl or takes them outside for walks. In your dog's mind, you are the center of their routine, their social world, and their sense of safety. In many ways, you are their entire pack. And once you understand the psychology behind that moment, your dog's crazy greeting suddenly makes a lot more sense. And that's where things start to get really interesting. Because your dog's reaction when you come home doesn't actually begin at the door, it starts the moment you leave. Dogs were never meant to live alone. Long before they lived in houses, they survived in packs. Every member stayed close. Safety depended on it. Food depended on it. Survival depended on it. And even now, after thousands of years with humans, that instinct hasn't disappeared. It just changed direction. When a dog lives with you, their brain slowly starts to treat your home like a pack. Not in a simple way, in a very real, instinct-driven way. And in that structure, you become something central. The one they follow, the one they read, the one they rely on. So when you leave, your dog notices immediately. Not just the door closing, the small signals before it, your shoes, your keys, the shift in your movement. They've seen this pattern hundreds of times, and they know what it means. You're about to disappear. They don't understand where you're going. They don't know when you'll be back. All they know is that the most important part of their world just walked out of it. And when that happens, something builds quietly in the background. Not loud, not dramatic, just a steady, growing tension that stays there until the moment you come back. And that quiet tension doesn't just sit there. It builds slowly, almost unnoticed. While you're gone, your dog's world becomes very still. No voices, no movement, no new smells drifting through the house. For many dogs, especially those indoors, the day starts to feel predictable, a little empty, a little too quiet. Time passes, but not in the way it does for you. There's nothing breaking it up, no real stimulation, so that energy has nowhere to go. It doesn't disappear. It collects. Then suddenly, everything changes. The front door opens, the air shifts, new smells rush in, new sounds fill the space. And, most importantly, you're back. The one thing their brain has been waiting for all day just reappears in an instant. And all that built-up energy, all that quiet tension, releases at once. That's why the reaction feels so explosive. It's not random. It's a build-up finally breaking. Some dogs jump. Some spin. Some completely lose control and start sprinting across the room like they can't contain it anymore. Researchers actually have a name for this kind of behavior. It's called FRAPs, frenetic random activity periods. Most dog owners call it something much simpler, zoomies. And this is where it gets even more interesting. Zoomies look exactly like they sound. Your dog suddenly sprints across the room, runs in tight circles, maybe even slides across the floor like a furry race car losing control. It looks chaotic, almost random, but it's actually completely normal. This is how dogs release built-up energy and excitement. Puppies do it the most, but adult dogs can do it too. Especially after being alone for hours. It's basically your dog's emotional reset button. It's their way of feeling normal again. But there's another layer most people don't notice. The excitement isn't just energy. It's attachment. Dogs don't just live with you, they bond with you deeply. Over time, Your presence becomes something their brain depends on. You bring comfort, stability, a sense that everything is okay. In a very real way, they depend on you. So when you walk back through the door, your dog isn't just happy to see you, they're reconnecting with the one thing that makes their world feel safe again. That's why the reaction feels so strong. And it doesn't stop at emotion. There's something else your dog has been missing all day: stimulation. When you step back inside, you don't just bring yourself. You bring the outside world with you. New smells, other people, other animals, food, grass, the street. To a dog, smell is everything. And those scents instantly change the environment. The house that felt quiet and predictable suddenly becomes interesting again. At the same time, your presence means interaction. Petting, talking, maybe a walk, maybe playtime. To your dog, that moment doesn't just feel like you came home. It feels like the world just turned back on. And you can actually see all of this happening without your dog making a single sound. It shows up in their body. The most obvious signal is the tail. When a dog is truly happy to see you, it doesn't just wag. It swings wide and fast, sometimes pulling their whole body with it. Their ears lift, their eyes look brighter. Their mouth opens slightly, almost like a soft smile. Some dogs even roll onto their backs and show their belly without hesitation. That's not just playfulness, that's trust. In dog language, exposing the belly is one of the most vulnerable positions they can take. It means they feel completely safe around you. And sometimes, that excitement becomes even more personal. Your dog doesn't just wag or wiggle. They reach out and lick you. Hands, faces, anything they can get close to. Most people smile and think it's just a sweet little kiss. But there's something deeper going on behind that behavior. Licking starts very early in a dog's life. When puppies are still with their mother, they lick around her mouth to ask for food and comfort. It's one of the first ways they learn to connect. And that habit doesn't disappear as they grow up, it evolves. Adult dogs use licking as a way to connect. It can mean affection, it can calm them down, it can even strengthen their bond with you. And there's real science behind it. A study from the University of Tokyo found that positive interactions between dogs and their owners can increase oxytocin levels in both. Oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical that builds attachment between parents and babies. So when your dog licks your hand after you come home, it isn't random. It's part of that same bonding loop, a quiet way of saying you matter. In other words, it's not just affection, it's biology. And when you start to see all of this together, the picture becomes a lot clearer. The energy, the attachment, the small signals you usually ignore all come together in one moment, right when you walk through the door. So the next time your dog greets you like you've been gone for years, even if you were only out for an hour, pause for a second and really look at what's happening. They're not overreacting. They're not being dramatic. What you're seeing is something very natural playing out in real time. Relief, excitement, attachment, trust, all of it at once. To you, it might feel like just another normal part of your day. You come home, your dog runs to you. It's familiar, almost routine, but from your dog's point of view, that moment carries much more weight. It's the return of safety, the return of connection, the return of everything that makes their world feel complete again. And that's why the reaction always feels bigger than you expect. Because to your dog, the moment you walk through the door isn't just another moment, it might be the best moment of their entire day. And once you start seeing your dog this way, it's hard to go back to the old way of thinking. The greeting at the door isn't just a habit anymore, it's communication. And here's the part most owners don't realize. Some of the things we do every day without thinking can slowly chip away at that trust. Not big mistakes, small ones. The tone you use, the way you react, the moments you ignore. Over time, those patterns matter more than you think. So if this changed how you see your dog's greeting, you'll want to watch the next video. Because we're going to break down 12 common habits that can quietly affect your dog emotionally and how to fix them before they quietly start changing your dog's behavior. Sometimes protecting your dog's trust starts with noticing the signals your dog has been giving you all along.